After shopping at the mall for a while, Samantha's date takes her to this place of work to meet all of his coworkers. Oh, this dude is crazy. You better go. This dude is crazy. So he took her shopping. Then he took her to where he works to meet all of his coworkers and his friends. During all of these introductions, Samantha sort of felt like she was being shown off like a trophy. At this point, he'd already done some other weird stuff where I had decided that I'm like probably not going to end up going on a second date with this guy. And I just feel bad because he's showing me to all his friends. This is the first date. This dude is crazy as hell. This dude is out of his damn mind. First date, I'm finna take her shopping and I'm gonna take her to work and show her off to all my coworkers. And then he plans 7 more dates that same day. My man's needs a life coach, dating coach, love coach. He need all the coaches ASAP because this dude don't know what the hell he doing. It's 10 p.m. and this guy drives Samantha and himself to the middle of nowhere. What the? Yo, this is getting worse with every sentence. Now Samantha starts to worry and begins making up excuses for needing to get back home. Yeah, I would too. Shit, Samantha should have already been up out of there. She's like, yeah, nah, this dude crazy. All she feels is uncomfortable and wants to leave this date ASAP. Yeah, he sound like one of them dudes that's like, no, I had a good idea for us. No. And it's not funny at all, but I'm making a joke out of it. But like, cause that really be happening out here. But yeah, nah. Yeah, that's why them red flags is important. You know what I'm saying? Because them dudes who be like, oh, you're just everything to me. Next thing you know, the idea of this woman drives me crazy. Oh, I have to. That's real. You feel me? It's not always that steep and that bad. But yeah, nah, man, you gotta be careful. At this point, I'm freaking out, she recalls. I have like no reception, and I'm like, this was a horrible idea. I have too much trust in humanity. Thankfully, everything ended up fine, and Samantha returned home safely at the end of the night. However, she realizes that clearly this guy has super strong feelings for her and already thinks that they are boyfriend and girlfriend. Obviously, Samantha does not feel the same way. You know, she definitely doesn't. The way this guy was acting around her was a bit obsessive and too much all at once. He has already planned out their next 7 dates, and his mom knows about her. Unsurprisingly, this guy keeps texting Samantha, asking when they are going to see each other next. She does not know what to do. What advice would you give her after that first date experience? The worst part of that date is we never made the Lego flowers. They were supposed to make Lego flowers. What?
For some context, I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere this entire summer, and all my friends are abroad right now having a great time while I'm here at my university taking classes alone. So I decided it'd be fun to download Tinder, like go talk to some new people, bug some new people, mess with some people. Like, for example, someone would ask me something and I'd find every excuse to bring up like this fish I used to have. But anyways, I ended up matching with a guy and his responses seemed really sweet, so I decided to give him my phone number to see where it would go. The first time I started texting him, he wants to FaceTime, and I was, again, bored, so I agreed. During this FaceTime, I found out he deleted Tinder because he was that set on me and wanted to take me on a date. Like, in the beginning, this man was screaming red flags. For a date, he wanted to get food and then build Lego flowers, which is so sweet. So he picked me up at 4 p.m., and this ended up being an 8-hour excursion. And, like, the guy looked different than his profile pic. Not super different, just a little. He said he was 6 foot and he was actually only like 5'8", and he treated me like we were engaged or something. Like, bro, this is my first time I ever met you, and I was being treated like I'm your future wife. First, he took me to the mall, we just walked around, blah, 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 blah. Then we ended up going to the place he works where he continued to introduce me to every single one of his coworkers and hold me as like some sort of trophy. And at this point,
Okay, she seems like she's like like
I mean, he'd
20,
already done some other
21, maybe no older than 22. She's like somewhere between like 19 and 23, maybe would be my guess. Because eventually when you get a little older, you kind of just like don't end up in situations like that just as a result of experience. But because that he seemed kind of like just like a really young guy who was really excited because a really pretty girl was interested in him. That's what it seemed like to me. Which is, and not only do she look young, but like I was like the way she talking and the way he sounds, it's like okay, these kids probably like 19, 20 years old or something. He probably was like, oh, she's so beautiful, oh, she's so pretty, ah, and he just lost his mind and couldn't handle it, which is very common. The more she explained it like that, the more like she was explaining it and we didn't read it, the more it just sounded like a guy who's really attracted to a woman and isn't he's just not mature. But yeah, nah. Yeah, sometimes you gotta learn the hard way, you know what I mean? You gotta let a woman choose. You gotta let a woman choose you, and you gotta be aware of. Oh, really, you gotta let women do a lot. I mean, as a man, you gotta take the lead in certain types of areas and stand up for yourself and be patient and all types of stuff. But in a lot of ways, dating is honestly letting women come to you when they feel like it. That honestly is a lot of what dealing with women successfully is letting them deal with you when they feel like it. And when they don't feel like it, do not try to make them. I mean, there's so much more to it, but it's hilarious how in a lot of ways that kind of sums up dealing with women. You just got to let them deal with you when they feel like it. And then when they don't, you have to put your attention somewhere else. Like,